My name is Margaret Wanjiku Mohe from Tinganga. Tinganga is in Kiambu County, and I was born and raised in Tinganga by my parents, the late Stephen Mohe Dirango and Tabitha Duta Mohe. I went to school in Tinganga Primary School, where I did up to class 8. Then after class 8, I went to secondary school in Kitwe Girls Secondary School in Githunguri, where I did until up to O levels. After my O levels, I went to National Youth Service in Gilgil, where I did my catering course for 4 years. So I've done food production, food and beverage production, service and sales is a course I did for 4 years. In between the course, I also went for industrial attachment twice. And I completed my college in 1994, where I got my first job in Nyeri. I worked in Nyeri in Abadia Country Club for about 1 year. But I didn't stay in Nyeri for too long because I felt like it was a bit too far from home. So I got a job in Nairobi at NAS Airport Services. It is one of the places I had gone for my industrial attachment. I got a job with them in 1995. I worked at the airport I worked from 1995 to early 1998. Yeah, I was in NAS Airport. I was working at the bakery. So we were in mass production for airlines. We were making all kinds of snacks for airlines, for different airlines that were coming to Nairobi. Yeah, after 1997, got married in 1998. So I didn't work anymore from 1998. I became a stay-at-home mom. We were blessed with 3 children. My firstborn is Steve, who is now turning 23 years, born in 1999. Then later, God blessed us with another boy, Samuel, in 2002. Then later, we were blessed with another kid, a girl, Essie, in 2004. So all these years, I was at home taking care of my kids, but of course, I was doing some businesses here and there, just to make some money for our daily living, and we were blessed. So after now Essie was big enough, I was able to join a friend who was in the catering, who was doing outside catering, and we worked together from 2010. So that is where I started the outside catering business, because she's the one who introduced me. And since food production is a passion for me, it's a passion and also a talent. And so I love baking cakes and I love cooking. So I'm never bored when I'm in the kitchen, and also cooking food for many people and serving them and having them enjoy the food that I've made and appreciate gives me joy. So I'm passionate about cooking. So I started, then when I started with my friend, we worked for some time. And then later on in 2019 is when now I had a passion now of starting to do it by myself. In 2020, when COVID hit, I knew that, before then I knew I was supposed to start doing something by myself in terms of food production and also baking. But I didn't know when to start. Well, I knew I was supposed to start, but I didn't know exactly when to start, and also to get the capital to start what I was passionate about. So in 2020, when COVID hit, and now my kids were at home, and there was nothing much to do at home, I thought it would be a good idea for us to start doing something together, so that I keep them busy, and because we didn't know for how long they were going to be at home. I came up with an idea, and I shared the idea with them, and they were excited about it. So we started making mandazi and donuts, and we were supplying to the shops around Tinganga. And we did that with my kids for the whole time. That 1 year they were at home, and were able to make some money for ourselves, for our upkeep. And also kept them busy because we used to make donuts during the day from 2. We need the dough, we make all the donuts for selling the following morning. We pack them and get them ready for the market for tomorrow morning. Then in the morning, we wake up early at 3 a.m., make the mandazis and supply them to the shops within Tinganga. It was good because people used to like our mandazis when they were hot. So we used to sell a lot of them to the shops around. Also kept my kids busy because then they also, anytime they wanted something, at least I was able to provide, and we didn't struggle during the COVID season. So that's how we started. So we started, I remember I started with 1 bale of flour, 1 jerrycan of cooking oil, 20 liters, and 25 kgs of sugar. I remember I was given 10,000 by my mom to start the business. So that's how I started, the very little capital. And God kept opening doors. Then I was also able now to venture into the market of cakes. I bake wedding cakes and birthday cakes. So I also ventured so much into birthday cakes within our area, and also outside Tinganga. And I was able to start getting customers, because then while we were taking the mandazis, we would also tell them what else we do. That's how we were able to get other clients, especially with the cakes. And later now, when the kids went back to school, I still continued. And but then at some point, when the economy became so tough and the cooking oil became expensive and the flour became very expensive, I kind of stopped the mandazis and the donuts. I kept now doing the cakes. So I've been doing more of cakes than the mandazis and the donuts. Those ones I do on orders. If somebody ordered for them and they want them for an event, I make them on order. So I later ventured now into the food. So I combined the baking and the food together. And I remember I got an opportunity to serve in one of an event that someone gave me a phone call. A friend actually called me, and who knew that I had been doing outside catering with for some time, and asked me whether I'm able to do an outside catering for an event that needed tea and snacks. And I remember then I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything to my name in terms of a cup that I could use, or a plate, or a spoon, and I didn't even have anything to take the tea to the event. So I remember trusting God and telling God, now that I've been praying and believing you for a business in food production, I'm believing that this is a door you're opening for me. So I'm going to take this opportunity. I'm going to risk this, taking this order, and then you're going to provide for me everything that I need to be able to serve the snacks and the tea. So the person who ordered from me asked me to deliver 300 snacks and tea, which for me was huge because I didn't have anything. But I believed God, and I told God, I've been trusting you to begin this. I believe this is an open door you've given me, and I want to step into it with confidence, knowing that you're going to help me to go through this. So God made a way for me. I got cups and I got tians from a friend, and I was able to serve the event. And that is how I started. So my starting in the outside catering, which is what I'm doing right now, I started, I would say, with barely nothing. But I believed God, and God connected me with people who helped me to do my first service. So the business started picking up after this event that I did, the 300 people that I served tea and snacks. And out of that event, I was able to get many people appreciated what we did on that day, and I gave out my contacts to several people. And also the place where I did this event, they kept calling me back to give more services. And that's when I realized actually the business is growing, and I started now planning to acquire things. Like now I said I didn't have cups, and during this process I was able to buy cups. I've been able to get plates, I've been able to get spoons, and most of the things that I need basically to serve an event of about 500 people. Yeah, and I realized the growth started when I started getting people giving my contact to other people. So once I serve in an event, I'll get a reference from the person I served, and they give my contact to their friends, and that's how I've been able to. The business has been picking. So most of it has been through recommendations by the clients that I've been able to serve. Yeah, going to the next level has been a decision that I had to make, because sometimes a client can come and give me an order that is actually huge. Sometimes I feel like it is huge than what I can be able to offer. But I've been able to make decision to be confident, to be able to tell myself that I can be able to do it. And once I take the risk, because I would say it's taking the risk of telling myself that I'm able to do it, I've been able to go to the next level every time. So like I've had to give myself a challenge of serving an event for 3 days. Like when there's a conference and I have to serve the people for 3 days, I've had to give myself that challenge to say that I can be able to do a food production for 3 days, from morning to evening, making the quality that I usually make without failing, and making my customers happy. I'll say that the grace of God has been very sufficient, because I've also had a team that has been working very hard, and we know as a team, ours is we are supposed to give the best product that we can be able to do, and also to give the best service. Also talking to our clients nicely, and knowing that the customer is always right. I've also been able to receive challenges. When the customer challenges something that I did or a service that I gave, and they think this was not up to standard, taking that challenge and adjusting what I do to be able to fit the desires of a client has also been very helpful. I've also found myself making decisions to move forward, not to go back, in terms of wanting to acquire more and to know more in the field that I'm working in. Also talking to other people who are in the same field like me, to know what challenges do they go through, what are they doing and how are they dealing with the challenges, has also been very helpful. I have a lady who is a friend of mine who is ahead of me in this field, and she's been very helpful. So also talking to other people about who are doing what you do also is very helpful, because they give you the wisdom that sometimes you don't have to be able to deal with clients and to do the right thing. Yeah, I've been able to work with a lot of young people in the church. I have a heart for the young people, and I love them. And so anytime I have work to do and I need to involve people, I love working with the youth, because I feel like I'm able to encourage them. I'm able to encourage them, and also to give them the payment that I pay them when we work together. So that also payment, giving them some money for them to be able to cater for their small needs, is also, it makes me feel happy about what we do together with them. And also to encourage them. I've worked with several of them that have also found jobs in other places. I've given them the recommendations and found jobs in other companies through what we do together with them in service. It's also been very encouraging to me to see that they're able, we started with them small, and they're able to go to do other things in life through what we were doing together with them. Through what I do, I've also been able to encourage my kids to work with me. They work together with me anytime they're during the school holidays. That's how they get their pocket money. They work with me, I pay them the little money I gave them, and that serves as their pocket money. And also because I'm able to pay their bills, I'm able to pay for the needs that they have. So it's been a blessing for me. Yeah, challenges are there. Usually challenges are there in business. And one of the challenges right now, or maybe even when I started, is because I started during COVID, and after COVID, everything has just skyrocketed in terms of prices. And as I had said earlier, I had to stop making the mandazis and the donuts because the the flour was too expensive, the oil became very expensive. So the cost of production for those items became too high, and I couldn't be able to continue with them. So that was it was a big challenge, because it's an item that is really so required in the market, but you find that the cost of production is so high that you're not able to cost it so well to be able to fit the person who goes to the kiosk to get the mandazi. The price becomes so high, and it becomes not affordable anymore for the kind of a market that I was dealing with. Then also the other challenge we have in the food production is because the items are so expensive in the market. So when you cost a plate of food, it ends up to be so expensive. So when you're costing an event for a client, they find the event, the cost to be so high, and there's that back and forth of bargaining, and there's according to the cost of production that is there in the market right now, there's a level, there's a price you cannot be able to give, because then it's going to be loss. So that's a challenge, because the items are too expensive. So a plate of food that initially we would give at 150 shillings, now it is going up to 250 shillings. Also because it becomes a challenge, because other people are also struggling with the income, and as much as they also want to do the events, the money is not readily there for them to be able to pay you, and it is a challenge. It becomes a very big challenge, and we are hoping and praying that things are going to go back to, prices are going to come down, so that we're able to do our production. Yeah, the other challenge that I face is because I'm so much into outside catering, so usually I go and cater for events outside, like when there's a wedding, we will go and cook at the event where the event is happening, or I cook from somewhere else and deliver the food. Challenges with when I can't find a place to cook from in where the event is happening, the challenge of time, catching up with time so that you don't get the food late at the event, especially with the traffic jam and all that. That becomes a challenge. So usually I like when I can cook at where the event is. The other challenge is you lose equipment. You keep losing the spoons, you lose the plates, lose the cups, and you have to keep, because you have to keep buying more to replace the ones that were lost. That's what becomes a big challenge, but somehow you just have to keep up with it. Yeah, I've never reached a point of wanting to close down, since I'm very passionate about what I do. So through ups and downs, I still have that push in me that keeps telling me I need to keep going, and I need to keep going. And yeah, it's been, with all the challenges, closing down is not an option. It's keep going until you find an open door. Yeah, for me, COVID, I would say COVID for me was when I got a chance to start, because before COVID I hadn't started. But when COVID hit, and I thought we can't stay at home doing nothing, that's when we started. So yeah, COVID gave me an opportunity to start what I had always wanted to start. Yeah, my future plans is to be able to grow the business into a capacity. Right now, the biggest capacity I've been able to serve is 500. I would want it, the future is I want to serve over 1,000 people in one event, and also to serve bigger events. I've done a lot, I've served more in weddings and church events. I would also want to adventure out there into other kinds of events that has many people. So the future is I want to serve over 1,000 people and above. I also want to have, my future plan is to have food trucks that are delivering food to other events at the same time, that I'm able to serve 3 events in one day, because we have the equipment and I have the vehicles that can deliver those services to different places. Yeah, my vision is to grow bigger. Yeah. Yeah, I would, for anyone who wants to start a business, I would say start from where you are. Start with what you have. you're passionate about something and you know this is what you want to do, start from where you are. Like what I started with. I started with very few packets of unga and cooking oil. If I was waiting for a huge capital to be able to start off, then maybe I would have gotten stuck. But when you start with what you have, start with the little you have, then you're able to see the business grow from the small business you had to where you want it to go. Because then it is, what do you have in your heart? What do you have in your hands? Start where you are. And don't despise the days of small beginnings. Because then if you despise the small beginnings, you will not be able to see the future of the business that you have in your vision. Yeah, I would say to the young people, just get yourself doing something, get yourself busy. Sometimes I know that people are looking for jobs, employment, and sometimes it's not there. Just start something that you're passionate about. As a young person, don't sit down and waste your life. Like the young people that I work with, I tell them, do something with your hands. You know, the Bible says that God blesses the work of our hands. So unless there's something you're doing with your hands, then there's nothing, you didn't say that you have something that God can bless. If He blesses the work of your hands, then He needs the work of your hands to see what you're doing with your hands to be able to bless it. So start something, whatever it is you're passionate about, go out there and get an opportunity. I would say like what our bishop says, that when there's persistence, there's an open door. There's always an open door. So when you persist and persist, you will one time find an open door. So I believe in that. I believe in persistence. I believe in keeping pushing until the day you will find an open door in front of you, because it is there, but you need to keep going. Yeah. We are called Superb Bakers and Caterers. We bake all kinds of cakes, from wedding cakes, graduation cakes, birthday cakes, any kind of an event. Any kind of an event you have, we can bake the kind of a cake you want. Then we also into food production, service and sales. So we cook food and cater for all kinds of events. Small events, big events, even at home, when you have visitors at home and you want some food for them, you can call us and we deliver food for you and serve your visitors and make them happy. You can reach us through the telephone number 0798 91 3035. On Facebook, we are Superb Bakers and Caterers. You find us on Facebook, and you can connect with us from there as well. Thank you for watching PrayerCaveTV. We are glad to have you here. It's a blessing that you are watching. Thank you for listening to my story, and may God bless you so much. Thank you, PrayerCaveTV, for giving me an opportunity to give my story. I'm blessed. Thank you.